Hello friends, welcome to Easy Electronics. This is Kirti Nashikar. So from today I am going to start the semiconductor devices and the basic electronic systems. That is nothing but the analog electronics. So the objectives for studying this is we have to study the various types of semiconductor devices and we will study the elementary electronic circuits and systems. So let us start with the semiconductor diodes. Here we are going to discuss about the semiconductors and P and N type of semiconductors, how we can form the PN junction diode, which is the basic diode, and we will discuss its working, then its forward and reverse characteristics. Then we will discuss about the different diodes, that is Zener diode, LED, light emitting diode, photodiode, optocoupler, solar cell, etc. Okay, so let us start with semiconductor. So what is semiconductor? Semiconductor is a material whose conductivity lies between that of conductors and insulators. Conductors are the good conductors of heat or current, and insulators are the bad conductors of current. Means through conductors current can easily pass, and through insulator current cannot pass. And semiconductors conductivity lies between that of conductors and insulators, that we will discuss how it is. Now the semiconductors conductivity increases with increasing temperature. If we heat the semiconductor, then we can say the current flow increases. Current flow is nothing but the flow of electrons. So they have negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Now what is this? I will explain it through the graph. So here is the graph where on the x-axis we have taken resistance, and on the y-axis we have taken the temperature. Okay, now PTC is the positive temperature coefficient and NTC is the negative temperature coefficient. From the Ohm's law we know that I equals to voltage V upon R. Okay, so if this R is smaller, then I will be larger. I is the current. Okay, and if R is large, then I, that is current, will be small. Okay, so when we are saying PTC, PTC means positive temperature coefficient. As the temperature is increasing, resistance also increasing. Here you can see in this graph, resistance is also increasing. That means your current is decreasing from this formula. Okay, and in case of NTC, which is negative temperature coefficient, temperature is increasing, resistance is decreasing. It is going at the lower value, so resistance is decreasing. That means your current is increasing when we are increasing the temperature. Okay, as current is increasing, that's why resistance is decreasing, so that's why it is called as negative temperature coefficient. Now free electrons and holes are the charge carriers. Examples of semiconductors are germanium and silicon. There is a small forbidden energy gap of about 1 electron volt. Now types of semiconductors, there are especially two types of semiconductors. First one is intrinsic and second is the extrinsic. Now intrinsic semiconductors is the pure form of semiconductor. Here as you can see, I have taken the silicon semiconductor, and here uh, the last four electrons of the silicon atom, which are present on the last valence band of the silicon, those are shared with the another silicon atom or neighboring silicon atom, and they just completed their octet, so they becomes neutral. So this is how the pure semiconductor is. This is intrinsic semiconductor is the 100% pure semiconductor. Okay, and here as I have seen, these are the valence electrons and these are the covalent bond between the two electrons. Okay, so this is about the intrinsic semiconductor. Just remember that it is 100% pure form of semiconductor. Now let us discuss the extrinsic semiconductor. In intrinsic semiconductor, there aren't free electrons and holes to produce sufficient current. As we have seen that all the electrons are compact, means they are involved in a covalent bond. Okay, so there is no chance of conduction. Now, if we want conduction or conduction of electron or current, then we have to add some impurity into that crystal, into that intrinsic crystal. So this process is called as doping. The process of adding impurity atoms to a crystal to increase either the number of free electrons or holes is called as doping. Now when a crystal of intrinsic semiconductor has been doped, then it is called as an extrinsic semiconductor. Now in extrinsic there are again two types, p-type and n-type. Okay, so that this type depends on the type of impurity which we are using for the doping purpose. Now let us discuss the p-type extrinsic semiconductors. Now here impurity of trivalent material is added. Trivalent means the atom which is having only 3 electrons at its valence band. Okay, so these are the 3 electrons. These are the examples: aluminium, indium, gallium and boron, and here we are using boron and germanium crystal, intrinsic crystal. So only 1 or 2 impurity atoms are added to the 10 to the power 6 silicon or germanium atoms. Silicon and germanium are the examples of semiconductor. So here I am taking the germanium crystal in which I am adding the trivalent boron atom. So here as you can see, the 3 boron atoms are sharing with the neighboring germanium atom and they are sharing the covalent bond with each other, but this here there is no electron. Okay, for the fourth germanium atom, fourth neighboring germanium atom. So that's why a vacancy is created over here. Okay, and this vacancy itself is called as hole. Okay, and in case of trivalent impurity, holes are the majority charge carriers for the flow of current. Okay, so whenever we are doping the pure form of semiconductor with the trivalent impurity, then it is called as p-type extrinsic semiconductor because holes are having the positive charge. So positive, that's why it is called as p-type. Now let's move towards the n-type. Here we are adding the impurity of pentavalent material. In case of P, we are adding impurity of trivalent, and here we are adding impurity of pentavalent. These are the examples of pentavalent impurities, that is arsenic, antimony and phosphorus. So pentavalent atoms are called donor atoms. Why donor? That we will see, because they produce conduction band, free electrons. Now here in the diagram you can see it that here I have taken the silicon atoms, silicon semiconductor, and I have doped that silicon intrinsic semiconductor with the antimony Sb, which is having 5 electrons. Okay, so electrons are having negative charge on them, so that's why minus sign is shown over here. Now the 4 electrons of antimony are forming the covalent bond with the neighboring silicon atoms. Okay, with the 4 neighboring atoms of silicon atoms, and the 5th electron, it is not able to make any covalent bond because silicon atom is having 4 valence electrons, and those 4 valence electrons are sharing the covalent bond with another 4 valence electrons of antimony. But this fifth electron has no place. That's why it becomes the free electron. We can say that this is the free electron, means it is not having any bond. And that's why these free electrons are the majority charge carriers for conduction of current in case of n-type extrinsic semiconductor. And as they are having negative charge, that's why n is given, n-type is given. So this is all about the intrinsic, extrinsic semiconductors, p-type, n-type, all these things we have discussed. If you have any problem related with the semiconductors, then you can directly mail me on the given mail ID which is given on the description box. You can also join my Telegram group, and you can also comment your any queries. I will make sure that I will answer each and every question of yours. Thank you so much. So the upcoming lecture I am going to discuss is the diodes construction and p-n junction diode. So if you like the video, please like, subscribe and share my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon for getting the updates of my upcoming videos. Thank you.